Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are welcoming you to our Strengthening Your Body's Makeover. I wanted to welcome Dr. Justine with us here today. She's our leader here at Justine Blainey Wellness Center, and she believes that everyone deserves a healthcare team that focuses on prevention, optimal health, and open communication. Please help me welcome Dr. Justine.
All right. Hi, everybody. So this is our makeover. Got lots of great information with Max Living. Our mission is to help as many people as possible so you can be your best and also just trust in this amazing body that we already have. We want to go through how to strengthen our bodies to handle any challenges coming our way. And I know you're going to hear things that you maybe haven't heard before. That's okay. Maybe your doctors haven't taught you, or you didn't learn from school or the media or whatever the case is. If it's new, just digest it, think about it, and start looking it up, start researching it. Also, if you're thinking about getting an exam, yeah, I do need to get my nervous system checked. You will get that opportunity at the end. Have pad and paper, have an opportunity to take some notes. We will have some action steps for you at the end, some different areas of foods to definitely add to our diet, different ways of managing our nutrition so we can be our best, our exercise. We want to focus on things that you can control. So, we do have amazing talks coming up about getting not just good sleep, but deep sleep, right? That deep, good quality sleep and the types of sleep, how to, if you're having trouble getting to sleep, how to get back to sleep. We're going to talk about some of those female health concerns and how we can deal with elimination diets to help our bodies function better, as well as to manage allergies or intolerances. Now, our current state of health, we're in a challenge right now. Like, there's a lot of challenges. If you think about it, we're not healthier. You're hearing about more and more people with mental health concerns, more and more cancer, more and more diabetes, more and more sleep concerns, even more and more suicides. Like, this is challenging times. And we know that in order to have a different reaction or a different response, we need to take different actions. So our goal is today is to learn some different actions, things that we can qualitatively do at home in order to get a qualitative different result. And we know that we are the leaders for the family around us. So if they our family, our kids especially, they follow what we do, not what we say, right? So we want to make sure that we are writing down at least three action steps, three things that we can make differences in. And if we do that every single talk, we will be the leaders for the people around us. Now, what's happening today is we're living in a state of fear. Everything's negative on the news, on the radio, on the TV. Sometimes it's just a matter of turning that off because that negative Nelly, negative stuff increases our sympathetic response and makes sure that we're breathing faster, our heart rate goes up, stress is out. I know that my mother was just all worried about the weather the other day. Like, we just keep going about things on the news that's more stress over and over and over again. And so how many times do you hear on the news about something great, something awesome, something uplifting? Look for that to improve your health. Constantly make an effort for something positive. I love to see little baby stories. I love, even though I'm allergic to animals, and puppies and dogs, I love to see little how animals can be rescued, or animals that can be cuddling with another animal. Look purposely for comedy that you can be on TV, rather than, as my world turns, as my stomach turns, different types of soap operas that increase anxiety, increase stress, and affect our response. Today we're going to talk about things that bring us hope, that bring us positive motivation versus fear. When we think of that negative news, I don't know where it ends. Do you? Like, it just seems like for years and years, and even the news has just got more negative, more stats, more risks, more fears, more problems on the news. So today, again, we want to talk about action steps, that things that we can control. We can't control what's on the news. We can't control what's on TV. We can't control our neighbor or our family talking about the negative news, but we can control our action steps and an ability to either get away, turn it off, or focus on the top positive people that you want to be around. You want to think about who are five people that really boost your energy, make you feel stronger, better. People that have more energy than you, people that can do things better than you, they're the ones we want to spend time around and list those people out. Who are those 5 people that you just walk in the room and you feel their presence, you feel good, you know that they're on top of their game, they're energetic. They are the ones we want purposely set time aside to be with. So when we think about all this fear, there's an amazing part of our bodies. It's so cool. Our body has an amazing intelligence inside it already. Our body has the power to fight off illnesses, to fight off stress. Our body has an amazing defense system inside of it. And we just need to be able to protect it. We need to be able to have faith that our body can adapt to stressors, can take on new challenges. In fact, challenges can be what we call eustress, positive stress that's helping us. And we can help our bodies manage and adapt to stress with the foods, the actions, the exercises, the way we treat our body. So, our goal today is to be able to, with Max Living, be able to manage stress better, but also understand how our amazing body functions better with this and inner intelligence, innate intelligence that's already inside of us. So, when we think, who do you trust? We got to be very careful with this. We can't trust the news anchor. We can't trust our best friend, our neighbor, and sometimes we can't trust even our doctor. It is up to us to listen and gather the information, but then do our own research. We don't want to trust just what the narrative says or what all our friends say, or even our family. We want to be able to do our own research. We want to be able to question and be able to question safely. I believe there's amazing people in our lives and there's amazing information out there, but gather it all and then make an informed decision. When we talk about trusting the experts or following the facts, we want to look at all of them, but then make a critical thinking decision. And that includes about all aspects of our health, includes about any information that I prepare. That's why we always have it research based. Everything that I'm going to talk about today, you can research. We have the research already. You can ask for it. We want to make sure that we're doing our own research for anything in our health, whether that's what exercises we're going to do, what foods we're going to eat, understanding our immune system, adaptive system, understanding our muscles, our ways to manage stress. Definitely do our research and make an informed decision. So, we're going to talk about some of these theories about diseases. Now, these aren't my theories. And my goal again, do your research, look it up. So, there's the germ theory of disease, and it says that there's a microorganism and it's going to invade your host, and then that's going to cause diseases. That's from Louis Pasteur. So, that's like old stuff, the 1800s. Louis Pasteur has developed this theory that basically a germ causes disease. And then BJ Palmer comes around and says, the germ disease were right, then nobody would be living. Every germ would come in, take over the host, and you would die. So that would mean whatever it is, whether it's polio, measles, pneumonia, the flu, if that was a disease and it came to any host, everybody would get sick and die. So I also agree that there's really something really cool and different about all of us. And the more we strengthen the host, it does make a difference. And all of us know that. We've gone to parties where one person got sick and somebody else didn't. We know where one person in our family got sick and one person didn't. So there is a difference between the two of us. And that is called the terrain theory. So this is the Pasteur's rival. That's Antoine Béchamp. And he had the competing theory of the terrain theory. He believed that the body, if it is sick, it will attract germs, and that germs are all over the place. They're in our environment all the time, in our air, in our water, on our floors. They're everywhere. And that our body, if it's healthy and it's strong, it can fight off and push away those germs. So I think that's true, because I know when I'm under stress, and maybe when you've been under stress, I'm more prone to getting sick. When I'm not sleeping well and I'm worried, or I've just even over exercised, pushed my body way too hard. I know after doing half marathons, being really tired, pushing to that limit, even after some of my nationals, when I've played at the national level, the next thing right after nationals, my immune system got down, I got sick. And maybe that's happened to you. So Béchamp, he believes in his perspective, the risk of being sick is based on how strong the host is. And how much virus is coming your way. Maybe it's just a little person passing by, or maybe it's somebody you just spent a huge amount of time with, or the strength of your overall immune system. So basically, it's saying that we're all different. And if there's a problem coming our way, we're going to react differently. So, our goal with Max Living is just strengthen the host. And as a chiropractor, what we do is help your body manage stress, manage stress on your immune system. When it comes to your nutrition, it's great to talk to a naturopath, a holistic nutritionist. When we're dealing with exercise, talking to a personal trainer, talking to your chiropractor, talking to your physiotherapist. You want to get, again, the research from many people. Now, there's different lines of defense in our nervous system to handle better. And basically, there's three lines of defense that are really cool in our immune system. The first one is really easy. It's our skin. Our skin is so cool. Our sweat, our saliva, our mucus, that is already our first layer to try and stop problems from coming our way, which is very, very cool before it reaches our blood or inside our bodies. The second level of defense is very, very cool also. That's when our cells and our proteins affect and try to prevent us from antigens, those invaders into our body. And so that helps our body, immune system start to get activated once it gets beyond that first level, that the skin, mucus, saliva, and our tears. And then we get into that third level, and that's our adaptive immune system. That's pretty cool. Our body has a system inside that's going to help us adapt to stress. So, how our immune system works? Our immune system works with those three lines of defense, and it helps us recognize these invaders, these antigens, and then it creates all these great cells, white blood cells, all these T cells to help us fight those antigens off. And so, the more our body is under stress, the more difficult it is, whether that's physical stress, chemical stress, emotional stress. So we want to be able to remove some of those stressors as best we can. None of us are perfect. None of us live in a perfect world. But as we remove those stressors, that body can help, especially in that second and third layer of defense. So, what are viruses? Viruses are made up of DNA and RNA, and they cannot divide and get worse unless they have a host. So we know that they can't just live on our, sofas or in our bed or in our kitchen. I know that we're being taught lately to Clorox or Windex or, Lysol, everything. But some of those chemicals aren't healthy too. And we want to make sure that we're researching the chemicals that we might be touching that then go on our skin, and then we might touch our face or touch our food. We want to be careful with those as well. Viruses are everywhere, but they need a host to survive. And if our host is strong, that's pretty amazing because that means we're going to be able to not get sick as easily. And I know for myself, the more I take care of myself, the more I get quality sleep, the healthier I'm going to be. Now, we do need to take care of that innate system, and that's not with just one thing. We need to make sure that we're looking at all the areas to help take care of the innate immune system. And our innate immune system is amazing because it can help recognize some of those targets. It can have that physical barrier like our skin, our mucus, our digestive enzymes, those internal defenses that help us with that immune response, helps us with those complementary proteins. So our amazing system inside of us, that innate system, it's always on the job. But if the innate system also has its challenges if it's under stress. So we do have that third layer of defense. It's called the adaptive immune system. And it helps us recognize some of those pathogens. It helps create that response to stressors. And it can work faster or more efficiently if we're under less stress. If our sympathetic nervous system isn't revving so high, we're not getting, hyperventilating, we're not breathing hard, we're not getting our heart rate up, we're able to manage all the other stresses better, then that inner or innate immune system is going to function better. So, when we talk about natural versus artificial immune system, sometimes we really do need both. We do need to be able to look at all areas of health. So, our natural immune system, man, that's awesome. That's how we've been given since we've been born, this amazing immune system. And then there's an artificial immune system that might be from vaccines, it might be from supplements, it might be from different healthy foods that can help our immune system function better. But really important is understanding our gut health, that gut immune connection. And this has been known that there is our immune system function about 70% from our gut. So our gut health, our microbiome immediately affects our stress response. So to check your gut health, it's super important to talk to your naturopath, talk to your holistic nutritionist, which we have Sabine and Dr. Udani on our team, or you have another expert, but to look at how your gut is functioning. That's why we did other talks that I encourage you to take a look at. A lot of times we can eat or digest or take different medications, different products, even over the counter that can affect that gut health and affect not only our bad bacteria, but our good bacteria. So we have really good bacteria in our gut health that helps us be able to digest food as well. So, yes, bacteria can be a good thing. These microbes in our gut health, called our microbiota, can be a good thing, and it can affect how our body adapts or functions or creates a defense to different pathogens that come our way. So it does help with that immune response. And it can be affected by things in foods called probiotics. So, to determine though if you need different supplements or different products or different ways of whether natural or artificial immune system, whether it's in a medication form or a natural form, it's super important to get it checked. Remember, test, don't guess. So we want to talk today about how to strengthen the host. You know, how do you protect your overall body, protect that terrain? And we talk about with maximizing our mind. I know if I'm stressed out, I have more risk of getting worn down. We want to talk about maximizing our nutrition. So we're going to go over some 5 great foods to add to strengthen us. We're going to talk about minimizing toxins, getting our exercise moving, and taking care of our nervous system to manage stress. So, some of the top foods for your immune system, one of them is sugar that we need to minimize. Sugar can affect our blood cells. So, we want to look for healthier sources like xylitol, like monk fruit, like stevia, to get away from those white sources, sugar, salt, white sources can affect like white bread, white potatoes, all of those areas, white rice can all lead to sugar to affect our stress response and our gut health. We want to look to avoid some of those processed foods. They can lead to harmful oils, harmful sugars. So when we talk about healthy foods, these are the ones that we want to say, these are the ones we want to try to avoid, because these foods are the ones that destroy our health and destroy our immune system. Refined carbohydrates, breads, pasta, cereals, tons of sugars in those, and they lead back to sugars that affect our gut health. Fried foods can have trans fats, and they're going to affect our overall gut health. And then artificial sugars. We know that artificial sugars are completely toxic to our health. I know a lot of time they say, okay, have the no sugar added or diet pop, but all of those areas, and I know I used to be addicted to diet pop too. So it takes a while to get rid of those, or the NutraSweet, aspartame, Splenda to put into our coffee. Better to go with xylitol, better to go with stevia or monk fruit. Monk fruit doesn't have that aftertaste like stevia does, but these are the ones that we want to avoid because they are going to weaken our gut health. So, what are these 5 foods then? If we can't have these 5, what are the 5 that we can add? And we're going there next, and that's quality fats. Yes, we've been told that some fats are super bad for us, but reality is there's a lot of really good fats that strengthen the host. And we want to increase those omega 3s from cold water, wild caught fish, avocado, raw nuts, and seeds. We want to increase those antioxidant rich foods like berries, and that helps neutralize those free radicals. We can also use supplements like NAC that helps promote our glutathione. But again, test, don't guess. Make sure you get your gut health checked. and check if you need a supplement like NAC, glutathione, before we start adding tons of supplements to our diet. When we look at citric foods, the easiest one is limes or lemons. Add limes, lemons, oranges to your water. That helps increase your vitamin C naturally. I highly recommend organic, but if you have something like an orange with a or a grapefruit with a thick peel, or avocados with a thick peel, that's when cost saving we can go non-organic. But this is where we want to add these for a quick, easy boost to increase our vitamin C in our body. Now, garlic, yum, yum, yum. Make sure your partner eats it too. That's going to increase our body's ability to fight off, to be stronger. It has an allicin compound inside of it that's antibacterial. So it's something that we can add to many of our meals very easily, make them tasty, and help our body fight stronger. And the last one is breaking our fast with a healthy protein. Now, often we think breakfast instead of break fast. And that means breaking your fast after you've slept for a long time. We want that first meal of the day to be a high protein meal. Now, if you're intermittent fasting, that's still first meal of your day is your break fast or your breakfast, even if it's at noon, for example. And you want it to have healthy proteins. And that's why with our healthy proteins, we want to look for things that are grass fed whey and are not because you are what the animal ate. So we want to make sure that that first meal isn't a bagel, muffin, isn't something that's a quick sugar like a cereal, scone. We want to get healthy proteins in order to help our body be stronger right away. So, for example, if you are going to have oatmeal cereal, make sure that you add protein powder, hemp seeds, in order to make it have higher proteins. That's why we have grass fed whey protein. It's better than those whey isolate types of protein. It has stevia instead of fake sugars. And it's made from animals and cows that are able to grass and eat the grain instead of eating grain. They're actually eating regular grass by being able to graze, and it's free of pesticides and hormones and antibiotics. So be really careful. This is one example, but there are other examples from Australia, New Zealand. Double check the labels. Just because it says protein does not mean it's healthy. They're not all the same. You want to make sure that you're getting still, even though you're having a protein shake, to increase your protein, it is a healthier source. So, a maximized nutrition plan makes a difference. Remember, protecting the host with the terrain theory. So, we want to understand that this maximized living nutrition plan isn't about eliminating calories. It isn't about restricting our calories and a rigid diet. It's about building a better lifestyle overall. So this includes organic when you can, especially if it doesn't have a thick peel. Looking towards your higher sugar foods, your berries, anything that you're going to have. If you're going to have, for example, a banana, which is high glycemic, eating it in the morning. So in the evening, that's when we're avoiding those sugary calories. We're eating and adding more healthy foods that have healthy fats, omega 3s, like your nuts, your avocados, your seeds, your olives. Choosing naturally raised animal proteins and not farmed fish. Selecting healthier carbohydrates instead of refined carbohydrates. So you're looking for like non gluten. And emphasizing on sprouted or stone ground versions of breads if you are having breads. Looking for fruits and vegetables instead of grains, rices, pastas. Yes, you can get used to avoiding pastas. Pastas, I know I was told to have pasta before the big hockey game, but we can still increase our energy with healthier proteins and vegetables rather than those pastas and rices. And importantly, trying to find a way to eat until we are full. And I know my eyes are big and I always want to finish my plate. That's the way I was taught. Look for those seconds, but taking that 15-minute break, going upstairs to brush our teeth so we can learn to eat until we're full. When we go to the advanced plan, this is more of a short-term plan until some of the symptoms, some of the challenges that we have gone away. And it's to reduce inflammation, restore cell function, and help with detoxification, help regulate those hormones, help our body get more energy with that advanced plan. And so it can help with weight loss, diseases, detox. And part of it is eliminating sugar. So eliminating all sugars and all things that can make a sugar, adding those healthy fats, those healthy proteins, avoiding all things like white bread, white rice, white salt, and going for those healthy pink or Himalayan salts, using healthier sugars like the monk fruit, stevia, and a moderate intake of proteins. As we get to that vitamin D, it's super important to get outside. And that is hard in the winter, and that's why many of us can get low vitamin D, lowered energy levels, lowered immune system, get that little sniffles, cough in the winter. So, super important to try and look at getting your vitamin D levels checked, especially in the winter. Many of us who live in the colder climates might need a vitamin D3 supplement in the winter, more of it than in the summer. So, the important thing is talk to the specialist, get it checked so that you know what you need. Max Living has an amazing healthy bundle. And there's some really cool things. When you look at the vitamin D3, I take it, comes with probiotics, and really important, it comes with vitamin K. So that helps your vitamin D3 work better. If we look at vitamin C, it can come in a buffered form, and it can help with quercetin to help it function better, to help that vitamin C work better in your body if you need it. Zinc comes in a chelated form, so that helps our overall C work better. Pro NAC, that helps our glutathione work better. And again, get tested if you need glutathione. We keep ours in the fridge. And these are all supplements that we have on our counters. And of course, that grass fed whey protein that is hormone free, grass fed, so that you're not getting the products that you don't want in your supplement. The important thing about this, yes, you can order these online. The important thing is to realize that these, not all supplements are made equal. It is important to talk to your naturopath to find foods that are going to support your health, supplements that are going to support your health and not hurt you. And make sure it's on budget, that you're not taking so many that it's overwhelming. There's many of these things that we can get from our natural foods. Now, exercise is super cool, very, very important. It's going to help our overall function, our immune system. It's going to help our body function for optimal health. And I think we all know that. So we have numerous talks on exercise, but very important that we're getting 30 minutes a day, at minimum 5 days a week. So, what's the true definition of health? It's super important to help to be healthy mind, body, and spirit. And as a chiropractor, we want to instill like hope and energy and how to take care of our health. And our spine's really cool because it protects our spine and our nervous system and the messages to our brain. I think that's super cool. And what the chiropractor knows is the nervous system controls everything in our body. It controls how we think, how we move, how we digest our food, our strength, our reflexes, our management of stress. So, what chiropractors do is we focus on those bones, those vertebra that help protect the spine. We help maintain that normal C curve in your neck, like a banana, the C curve in your lower back, in order to help all our joints, our muscles, our nerves, our discs to function better. And if that spine is out of line, if it's crooked or twisted, that's not a good thing. That makes, when it's abnormal, that puts pressure on the spine and nervous system. So, what chiropractors are specialists in is taking that pressure off the spine and nervous system and removing those areas of subluxation, those areas of misalignment that put pressure. And what they do is an adjustment. That's a small, gentle pressure. It can be from very, very gentle for an infant and a senior with osteoporosis to a more aggressive adjustment that may be needed for a top level athlete. So we need to find the right type for you. That requires testing ahead to find out where these subluxations are. And we take that really, really seriously. That's why we do specific spinal adjustments. If the spine's out of line, that can stretch your spinal cord by 7 to 7 centimeters, according to the spinal cord. And when you stretch it, it thins, it puts pressure on that spinal cord, which added stress to our overall body, which we know affects the host, affects how our body functions. So that's why chiropractors focus on that immune system, and we do checkups. So we do refer out to if there's testing that needs to be done with medical doctors, say for an ultrasound, an MRI, a CT scan, blood work. We might have some of those tests done with a naturopath, with a holistic nutritionist, but where the chiropractor focuses is finding and removing these stressors called subluxations on the spinal cord. So if you've not had a checkup, we'd love to do a checkup for you. You can contact us at the office, on Facebook, on our website. And what we'll do is a thorough history. We're going to do orthopedic exams, palpation, x-rays if needed, thermal scans to look to see where you need, if there are challenges and what kind of examination that you might need. And there's different types of chiropractors out there. There's some chiropractors just focus on acute care and getting rid of the pain. And there's some chiropractors do that plus what we call corrective care. And that's why we would do x-rays so we can see a pre and post, or thermal scans to do a pre and post to look towards not just getting out of pain, but getting to the next level, improving our overall function. So we're faster, we're stronger, we have more energy, we focus better. And that's what we do in our office. But it does require conversation, trying to find out what your goals are and what you need. Uh-oh, I'm going to let that phone go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, our bodies have most amazing research where it shows that if you're getting adjusted, it can improve your overall function, even your immune system, by 200%. Now, there are different warning signs if your body is out of line, if there are areas of immune stress or just overall stress on your spinal cord. And some of these warning signs might be headaches, and those headaches could just be one sign that there's damage in your spinal cord, or it can be a risk sign to many other concerns that need to be tested. A headache is not normal, especially if it's once a week or once a month. Sometimes people say, well, I just carry my tension in my shoulders. Then find a way to manage that tension in our shoulders. We know that when we're looking at numbness and tingling, that's a sign of nerve damage and means that we definitely need to get that nervous system checked. If we have areas of sciatica, lower back, that affects not only the lower back, down the legs, but also to the nerves that go to the stomach and the digestion. When we're looking at fatigue levels, we need to look at the spine nervous system, overall nutrition, overall blood work. We need to get a full picture to be able to help someone best. When we're looking at acid reflux, that can be affected, warning signs from the spine, but also looking at our nutrition levels, our gut biome. And that's when we would work with a team member, a naturopath, a holistic nutritionist to get the best results. And that's the same for allergies, asthma. We need that team response. But all of these are warning signs that perhaps you have damage to the spinal cord, and that's why it requires a full exam. When we look at talking about toxins next, I recommend everybody get a baseline spinal exam. And that's why you can find us on our website, on Facebook, on YouTube. We'd love to, Instagram, we'd love to be able to do that checkup for you, family, to get your baseline. Then you know if there's been a change, or if it's getting worse, or it's getting better, or if it's something that we need to take more action steps. Now, toxins are everywhere and they affect subluxations, thoughts, traumas, toxins. The three T's, thoughts, traumas, toxins, can affect our spinal cord. And so there are many symptoms of toxicity. And that's why our holistic nutritionist, Sabine, does detox foot baths. And there's other ways to do detoxes at home or with your naturopath. Some of the symptoms of toxicity: loss of energy, nausea, allergies, aches, pains, headaches, stiffness, feeling cold, mental fog, food intolerances, anxiety. These are many areas, and this type of toxicity can affect our liver, our pancreas, our intestines, our kidneys. All of these work in our toxic environment. Our environment is full of toxicity everywhere: leads, mercury, radon, formaldehyde, and these can affect our overall body's hormones and energy and adaptive systems, our innate system. So super important to find out if you need a detox. I try to do a detox 3 to 4 times a year, and try to do a couple of them just easy with different foods over a weekend, and some of them harder with the help of my naturopath. We want to rethink some of the antibacterial soap. I know many of us um, have had thought that bacteria is bad. And so we want to get rid of the bacteria everywhere. But some of these soaps have been proven to get rid of our good bacteria, and we should be considering some of those healthier natural soaps. I recommend, though, do your research. Check out everything in our homes. For example, our cleaning products in our home, we use vinegar rather than some of the harsh chemicals for cleaning. We want to trust our bodies, trust these natural products in our environment in order to help our innate body systems function better. Our bodies are cool, and our bodies tend to do the right thing at the right time. For example, fever is not bad all the time. Raising our temperature helps our body to be able to fight off an invader. It's only when it gets too high for too long that it's a problem. So even if we have an upset stomach and we throw up, that's actually, for example, can be a good thing because that helps our body get the junk out. In your homes, there are ways to check your homes through the website in order to look at that website, www.ewg.org, in order to check some of the toxins and the toxic products in your home. When we look at mindset, super effective. I know when I'm under stress, everything's worse, including our energy. And to protect our mindset, we want to get rid of the negative Nellies in our life, the negative environment, that in order to function better. It's there, guys. It's there around all of us. So, we want to fill up our tank with the good instead of the negativity. So the more good you put in, the more the negativity will come out of that tank, and we'll be able to function better. We know that stress affects every aspect of our health. And so we want to protect our mental health and support ourselves with those high energy people and those people that know more than us, right? They may know more about finances, they may know more about exercise, they may know more about nutrition. And if we're constantly learning even one new thing every single week, we are going to be that better off. So when we take the action steps for today, I encourage you to learn one new thing at all different levels of health. Surround ourselves with those things that create peace, whether getting outside, our families, the right things and videos that we listen to, hugs and touch, things that we read. Prayer, meditation are going to help our stress. So when we're looking at those action steps, we want to be a part of the workshops, learning one new thing every single week. So look ahead at your calendars. What workshops are you interested in? Put those into our calendars, our agenda. So we're building health, we're protecting that host. I talk about being on the offense and protecting our defense. To win the game, we need great offense and great defense. So we want to protect our hosts and constantly learn new things. We always want to be plugging in because you are the leader of your family. You are a leader of your friends around you. And if we're constantly learning, we won't be a slave to our genetics. We'll be taking action to protect that host. So we want the best for you. And we know that when we take action on the things that we say or do, that will not only affect us, but the millions around us. And we know that we can be a force for change, even when you're changing, just your children's lives as they think about. We don't need a dessert every day. We don't need a granola bar full of chocolate every day. We can make healthier choices with fruits and salads. And yes, we can have those treats on the weekend, for example, but it doesn't have to be just after you exercise. The way I grew up, that after you had a heavy exercises, you could go to Dairy Queen. We can make changes so that we look at food, look at our environment, look at our health in a different way, and be that change, that force for good. So I want to be with you. I'm so excited for you. Be blessed. And I look forward to being a part of you, with all of these new talks to continue that learning environment. Hope you took 3 things that you can change, foods that you can add, foods that you can avoid, steps to make a difference. And on our next talks, we're going to learn about deep sleep, how to stay asleep, fall asleep, our health concerns for our women, and how to do elimination diets. Connect with us. We got great new talks coming up for the new year on Facebook, YouTube, you name it, Instagram. We're trying to connect with you. We'd love to see you to do that spinal checkup to know that you're doing great, staying great, and getting better every day. Stay tuned with us. Always do a review. I love to be with you. Take care and be again with you soon.